Greetings to the world. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, regardless of your time zone. We, the children of Chukwukika Abiyama, are assembled before him to thank him for all he has been doing for us, for the life he has given us, for the protection, for guiding us. We thank him for our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and all Biafrans that are fighting for their survival. He is our maker, our redeemer. We have no other helper but him. We owe him the gratitude, the exaltation, and praises. For those that are not happy with our religion, Chukwukika Abiyama, we beg you face them in a different direction. We acknowledge you, we adore you, and in the name of Chukwukika Abiyama, we continue to beg for your help through our lifetime. Ise. Today is December the 29th, 2018. And 2018 is screeching, passing over like you are watching the tail end of a train passing you by. You are listening to live broadcast from Radio Biafra USA. We are broadcasting through our mother station, Radio Biafra London, under Mazi Ucheme. For my name is Mazi Nnamdi. Today, I told you all in my broadcast that today will be a special day, special broadcast. Our women will be on the air 15 minutes past the hour. And we are dedicating this broadcast to our Ohamadike, to our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And you can't afford to miss it. If you do, that's your problem. We will give you time to run around, but if I were you, I wouldn't. Just get your seat and sit down. Our Ohamadike, today is his day. At least we owe him this. And that's where we are headed.
Dedication to Biafrans, friends of Biafra and lovers of freedom all over the world. No referendum, no election. Chukwukika Abiyama, the most high God, sent someone to come and liberate us from sorrow, fear, slavery, and chains. Now who did that? This Director Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of IPOB, indigenous people of Biafra. This now our director, the leader of IPOB, indigenous people of Biafra. Nnamdi Kanu, the servants of the Most High, the fellow of Yahweh Yeshua, the Savior of our own time, the Messiah of our time. of our time, the hero of our time, That's why you say, we are the champion, we are the number one, give us our freedom, give us, you will know that, give us the help of the Lord. We come from a sugar girl. We will make things happen for our area. We will make our life better. Our children will live good. Our family will live better. That's why we cry and plead our day. That's why we shout with a lot of heart. That's why we try our best to get the best of heart. That's why we say, give us the freedom. I said, give us the Leader of IPOB, indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, the servants of the Most High, the follower of Yahweh, the searcher of our own time.
Yes, that's for our leader. During this broadcast, we are not going to entertain calls. If you call, we will not answer you until I'll declare the line open, just as usual, like we do when the women are speaking. This will be open for certain people. And when we're discussing, you will be listening. We will be talking about our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So if you call, we will not answer you. It might be ringing. We will not answer you. So stay put. Our leader, first of all, really there is not much we'll be dealing with regard to the normal news. We will put that on the side today. It is like a repetition of daily events, so we are not dwelling on it. So today, if you look at our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you wonder what kind of person he is. You wonder very much how we were so lucky, how we are so lucky to have him around. In as much as all is said and done, at the end of the day, we are lucky people. Anything that will happen to you will happen to you. And you're very, if you're very observant, you see that when things happen, out of stroke of luck, there is always, when Chukwu Okike is with you, there will always be a way out. How somebody can salvage you, how somebody can rescue you, how somebody can come to your aid. It's like when somebody is drowning. And during your struggle, all of a sudden, you see a boat or a swimmer coming to your aid. So what do? You start counting your blessings. What if that swimmer wasn't there? What if that rescuer wasn't there? What would have happened? That is the question. That is the question. And then we see how our leader came to our rescue. So, not wasting time, I will like to invite the women to come on the program, and let's begin.
Hi, this is Mona. Please leave me a voice message.
Let's give them a few more minutes. I think, let's see what will be going on. We are very happy. We are very happy. And you see, our leader, if you listen to him, if you watch what he says, anytime things like this happen, you'll be looking, thinking, searching. People have played a lot of music. They have strong behind our leader. And they are very, very happy with him. They are very happy with him. You see, our leader is somebody, when he says things, we are marveled. Have you listened to his prayers? Have you listened to his prayers? He's a prayer warrior. You look at him, you think hell and heaven is going to fall. You see, we are very special people. We are very special people. And then when we look at our ways of doing things, you wonder.
President of a country claim he's traveling to a summit and then not see anybody, and he's not sick. There was no report of him taking ill. No, not at all. The pictures are everywhere. In case people will come to defend Femi Adesina, November the 11th again, 7:38 p.m., he wrote on his Facebook, President Buhari delivers his address. President Buhari with other world leaders. This time around, he added the UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres. I want anybody to look at the podium of the pictures. Go to Femi Additional's Facebook now. Go there. Or maybe, perhaps it will cut the broadcast for you. Somebody somewhere, if you're 2 or 3 listening to this very broadcast at the same time, somebody should open their phone, go to Femi Additional's Facebook page. I know tonight he's going to get a lot of hits, isn't it? I'm trying to make him very popular. Go there and see it. He made this very post on November the 11th at 7:38 p.m.
Good morning, Mazi Alozie.
I want every right-thinking person to look at the podium. Now go and look for Armistice Day commemoration. Look at the podium. Look at the podium. Look at the podium used by world leaders in a circle in the middle of the room. Is that not correct? The podium of the official event was in the middle of the room. Buhari's Commonwealth Conference podium was at the end of the room with people facing it, not in a circle. Again, very, very clear. Very, very clear for any discerning mind. Look again at the pin-up. The pictures are everywhere. I want IPOB to flood it all over the world, that mankind may see how stupid Nigerians are and why we must leave this den of liars and deceivers.
Hello, are you ready? Good morning.
Yes. Yes, I think.
We are live.
So,
are they ready? We are live.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Hold on. Can you hear me? Okay, your phone is making noise because it's sounding breezy, just in case. Okay, Mark, I think we are ready.
Okay, let's begin. We are ready.
Do you want to start with the topic? Do you want to start with the introduction, or you want us to start? Because I know so we don't know where we are now.
We are just started, so you start with the introduction. Go ahead.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Have you started?
Yes. Are we live?
Yes, it's what I'm saying. We are live. Just go ahead.
Oh, thank you, Mazi. Thank you, Mazi. Look at this technology. Good morning, Mazi Nnamdi. Good day, Biafrans. Friends of Biafrans and lovers of freedom all over the world. We are the IPOB North American Women. My name is Muna Chimsaga from Houston, Texas. I do have, of course, my sister AP from Kentucky. I have my sister Esther from France. So we thank you guys this morning for listening. We are here today to talk about the man of the year. The man of the year. And it's none other than, I guess everybody knows who he is. How can I describe him? Where do I start? If I had 1,000 tongues, I would not be able to praise him enough. This man literally woke up my consciousness about who we are as people. I know that we are different, but I never had the discipline or the time to connect the dots. My director went ahead, studied my people, learned everything there is to learn to understand the plight. Realizing that we lack media coverage, he went above and beyond in getting things done to allow other people to hear us out. He literally denied himself of the basic necessities of life just to see that gap of media coverage is set. He established a legacy by providing a sustainable radio program that we are now can call our own. that we can use to discuss with other people, that can connect all our people all over the world to come and form a common platform. He is the reason why people Sadian gave us a second chance. He is my inspiration. He is the wing beneath our wings. This man, he even fought the British Empire. He fought their divide and rule agenda by educating our people on who they are. He helped us to understand how water, as nobody would say, ultimately will see bad of your born. He helped us to understand what is going on. Because all of us didn't know what was going on with us. We knew something was going on, but we couldn't put a hand on it. We kept thinking it's bad government, is this one, not knowing that this was orchestrated from day one for us to perish. He went far and beyond to promote mutual understanding and respect, friendship, cooperation amongst our people. This man gave us himself, regardless of the fact we are undesirable. He provided service without expectation of compensation. He provided service to all equally, partially, cooperatively, and literally. He embraced common moral decency, such as integrity, freedom, justice, honesty, truthfulness, responsibility, and even compassion. He even showed respect and embraced human diversity. It is with great pleasure to present the only one, the only prophet of my time, the savior of my life. I don't know about other people. The one who kept me going, the one who gave me reason to continue to exist, for his outstanding leadership and tireless effort in addressing and raising awareness about the issues affecting my people. To continue, I have my sister Alozie on the line.
Thank you so much, my sister. You see, words are not enough to begin to address this man. I will even want to call him man of the century.
Yes, so rightly so.
But I know some people might misunderstand that because they start looking back to see other great men that we've had. But this is not competition. Because in my language, they say, Wam kapam. Yes. That means the generation after must be greater than the generation before. Otherwise, that lineage will close up. Today, I'm better than my mom, and my children are getting better than me.
Yes.
That is what is expected. If I'm going to be better than the generation in front, I don't know how far we will go. So I would rather, because if you look at what God has done through this man, if we keep talking of what has happened, we will not finish. In a time where others chose to make money with the blood and through the suffering of their people in the name of fighting for freedom. A time where some people got exalted world platforms, wrote best-selling post-war books talking about the suffering of their people, but chose to refuse to talk about the freedom of the survivors of the same war, making money and celebrating fame on the blood and the suffering of their people. A time where people have grown so obese from the proceeds of oil and gas and entered into agreements and deals with killers of their people. A man emerged called Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the enigma, the colossus of our time. It is time to celebrate our own. It is time to tell our story by ourselves. It is time to write our history because we know they will not do it because the world, we have liars and unjust people. So we want to tell the story by ourselves. A man, like my sister said, who gave up his life freedom and comfort for the freedom of his disadvantaged people. A messenger from God, the prophet of our time, like my sister said. He came, he said, Elohim sent me. You see, for those of us that have been waiting for a messenger from God, because we saw the suffering of us, of our people. We just didn't know what to do, like my sister said. Then we kept praying and doing the little we could, waiting for God to hear us and do something. When he said, Elohim sent me, oh my God, you will know what he's saying. You will understand.
Mm-hmm.
You will connect. You will need another person to start giving you political sermons. You will connect if you are in the spirit. You will connect. You will know that this is who you've been waiting for. That's why some of us can call him Savior, call him Messiah, because it's an English word or Hebrew word.
Yes.
But the person that was sent to save his people, we call him that because we know that he was sent. Because we were waiting, praying, and watching, waiting for God to answer. Because we know that our God, Chukwu Okike Abiyama, he deals with his people with names. He does not joke with names, and that's why we don't joke with names in our culture, because name is very significant. If you go to the Bible, you will see when he met with Abraham, he said Jehovah Jireh, God my provider, because Abraham was in need. So he came with that name. He met Moses. He said, I am that I am, because the Israelites then had problem of identity. He told them, I am, and I still am. In our own case, he revealed the name Chukwu Okike Abia Amalu. Chukwu Okike Abia Amalu. Because he wants us to come close to him so that we will know him better. And when we know him better, our identity will be revealed to us. That's why when he came, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, he gave us the name that God gave him. Because if you are connected, you will connect and know that your God has come. Very humble, a servant to his people. I once saw a video of where he was eating in local buka. I said, my goodness, this is a prince. There's no reason why he should be there. He was there eating with his people freely. That's a man of the people. A savior to his people. Yes. He came to deliver a message, a gospel of freedom and liberty. That a kingdom is coming. The kingdom of Chukwu Okike Abiyama. The name is Biafra. The kingdom of God on earth. And he came at the peak of the identity crisis.
You can say that again, my sister. Serious one.
Where we lost who we were. We didn't even know anything about us anymore. You see this person doing this and doing that. Even when they form association, they break it to 22. Mm-hmm. Running around like rats. And you say, what is wrong with these people?
Mm-hmm. Copying everybody else's culture. They want to be
everybody.
They want to be Hausa. They want to be everything. They want to be British. All the people fleeing them, they want to be all of them.
I'm telling you. Everything but Igbo. Everything but Biafra. They wanted to be anything. Speak anything, any language. Chinese or Japanese, anyone you bring, my people will pick. Anything. They just lost who they were. This man came. He revealed to us our Jewish roots. He told us we are ancient people. The people that commune directly with the God of the universe. That's who you are. That's who you are. That is who you are. You are not a vagabond. You're not a thief. You're not what they call you in the so-called Nigeria. Anything evil, they say is Igbo man that did.
Yes, sir.
But the good ones we do, they will not talk about it. He came to tell us who we are. that we are the people that commune directly with God of the universe. He said that's what makes us different from the rest. And that's why they hate and kill us. He told us it's time to embrace that fact. People hate you and kill you, but what do you do to yourself? Do you hate yourself and kill yourself? It doesn't matter what people think about you. What matters is what you think about yourself and what you do with it. He told us to embrace our identity, embrace who we are, and run with it, rather than live in denial, rather than try to adjust who we are to what the world wants to see. And at the end, you will lose anything that makes you you. He said that's not the right approach. He taught us to embrace our true identity and culture. Be proud of who you are. Be proud of who you are. Feed from your strength. Before now, we will go to the backyard, plant anything that we eat. Eat good food, organic. But all of a sudden, we dropped all that, running after other people and what they have. And that's why we are sick and dying. He said, return to who you are, to who Chukwukika made you to be. And sister, I'll take a break because I can't stop if I continue.
Thank you, my sister. You have said a lot. Only our leader, the one and only, the one sent by Elohim, the one here to restore his people. My God, my Father, I thank you for this night. I thank you for this night. To continue on this topic, I have my sister Esther on the line.
Good evening from here. All hail Biafra.
All hail Biafra.
All hail Biafra.
All hail Biafra.
Yes, my Biafra family, my Biafra people all over the world, IPOB worldwide. This me, we get the privilege to celebrate our own. Because we're not going to every other people to talk about our own story. We don't choose to talk about ourselves. We don't choose to promote our own thing. We don't choose to do our own on our own. Because of the great man, the Messiah of our time, the Omadike one of Biafra, the honorable one of Biafra land. Don't give us all of us the privilege to live as human beings. So this afternoon, this moment, I put my voice together with all the women, the great women of Biafra land, to praise our man of the year, the Omadike one, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, for everything when we don't do for us. We get the right to celebrate them. We get the right to give her whichever name. One will not say that they give great people for life, that they give great men for life. Because we go through to celebrate our supreme leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because now it will make the next generation now not pass through what this generation pass through. Now it will make the younger generation see their soul, see their hope for the future. And we will continue to praise them, continue to honor his name for the great work we yet to do for us. Because so far as I'm concerned, and every other good Biafra is concerned, this man is the Messiah of our time. So far as say every other person, every other man or woman not choose to recognize the fact that he comes to speak for his people, he lives in comfort zone, he lives everything when he's supposed to get for life. He choose to save his people from the slavery when they don't get for so many years. We choose to name him the man of the year. And we so much appreciate the good work when he does do for us. As the program they go on, I will give you more facts to make every one of us to understand the reason why this name and the man of the year is suit our leader, not only suit us. Now it is the man of the century. I will get two stories to add to this broadcast to make every one of us to propagate the gospel of Biafra, to propagate the good work when our much.
Thank you, my sister. You have done well. We cannot continue to live this life without calling upon the one who literally gave us the oxygen. This man literally gave us the reason to continue to exist. Can you imagine a group of people running all over the world, leaving their hometown? Do you know that a common inspiration for a typical so-called zoological republic is to leave the country? If you ask them in all honesty, all they want to do, their aspiration is to leave the country. I remember my little nephew, with all the things we are doing for them, he wrote on Facebook that he will leave this country even if he dies coming out. This is the boy that at least I thought we're giving him enough reason to live in the country. He said he would die. He would rather leave that place than die. He's finishing school this coming June. That will tell you how bad that place is. Father God, we thank you for our leader. Mazi Nnamdi, what do you have to say about our leader?
Hold on, I put myself on mute. Yes, I put my...
Unmute yourself,
yes.
Mazi Nnamdi.
I already did. What I have to say about our leader is very touchy. He is my man of the year for several reasons. If you reflect to Nigeria, if you reflect to the situation across the board, both if you're looking at the judiciary, the Senate, whatever system they set up there, if you actually focus on the system by which they operate, you see that there's a government, but non-functional, so non-existent. And I looked at our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the impact he made. I will, before I tell you exactly what I mean, I'll give you a little story. If you are in a big company where you have a bully, a boss, or a supervisor, he knows the right thing to do, he will not do it. He incites fear in you. Maybe he does not know how to do his job, but to get his way, he bullies you. All he says goes, until one day somebody will say, you cannot do this, my boss, and if you talk rubbish, I will slap you. I don't care if I'm losing my job. And you see other employees say, is he talking to Oga that way? And then when you disarm the Oga, you see that people will say, oh my goodness, thank you, man. I have been waiting for this day. I don't know if you're getting my...
Yes, absolutely.
Say, thank you, Oga. Thank you for this. If to say, talk this man got to do this thing to us every day. Now, so we live. What am I saying? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is my man of the year because he is strong. He is fearless. He has the stamina. He has the decency of a respectable leader. Do you know the day the wheel started to change in Nigeria? When we say things, people don't pay attention, but later on, they start understanding. This is our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Every day, I go back and say, do you know the impact of what this man has done? Let Biafrans, let Nigerians listen to this.
He gave us the audacity. He gave us the audacity to speak.
Yes.
Because what people were doing was sleeping in their bed.
Listen.
They were sleeping in their bedroom. When you have a little meeting in your house, instead of them to eat food to enjoy, they will be talking about Nigeria and how bad it is and how awful it is, and nobody was doing anything.
Yes.
None of them was doing anything.
Listen to this clip. Listen to this.
Khadija.
tell me they are mad. They can't do it. They cannot do it. They are not letting enough to tell you. They are not letting enough to tell you. They are mad. They are mad. They can't tell me. No way. When the time comes, it's okay. What stupid country is this? So when is this you press somebody's secret? When you like, you buy a secret. When you like is in public. What stupid country is that? What stupid country is that, I ask you? When you like, you try in when you like, you try in private. They are killing my people. They are killing my people. They are killing RBL. They are killing my people. After killing my people, you tell me to tell the secret? The person is mad. Completely mad. Tell me, that's what I said. That he is mad. He cannot tell me. He cannot tell me. He's not mad. There's a contempt of court proceedings here. Contempt of court. They don't obey court order. They don't obey court order. You're telling me secret prayer. The person mad? Rubbish. Rubbish. Never happened. No.
You see, after that, people started thinking twice. You know, it's when Buhari says something, people will dodge. They will duck. They will run and hide under their bed. And when we learn to speak, when we learn to express ourselves, let the consequences, whatever it is, let it be. Your freedom starts somewhere. You have to fight for your freedom from somewhere. Our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, man of the year, this is why I have picked him. This is why I am honoring him. He has given us freedom to express ourselves. Do you know the outcome of that? After that speech, after that address at the court, whichever form you might see it, people started to speak up. Dinaye Melodinaye started speaking. People in the House started speaking. People in the Senate started speaking. Before, none of them could say a damn word. Don't talk, Buhari will get you. Don't talk, Buhari will kill you. And you see DSS, you see everybody, they're all running around everywhere. You cannot talk. Everybody is gripped with fear. That was the end of tyranny. And I hope Africa will learn from that. I hope Nigerians will learn from that. And I hope Biafrans will hold that lantern, torch, and pass it on. Don't fall for this gimmick. They are playing around you, telling you election, election, election. They are fooling you. That is why I picked him man of the year. So if somebody else has something to say, thank you.
Rightfully so, rightfully so. You know, at one point I was arguing with my dad and he's trying to kind of like, you know how they say, because they have been moved all their lives, it seems like. So when they saw these fiery young men speaking up, a lot of them felt offended because this is something they cannot do. You know, maybe there's a way. I said, you know what, if they sell you, I was talking to my father, 92 years old. I said, if they sell you and sell all your brothers and sisters and sell all your father's land and sell all your village, you guys cannot afford to his footing, not even one pair of socks that he put on. He said, oh, man, yeah, no, I think it's called the truth. You just have to open that wax in your ear. So that you will be hearing, you begin to hear well. Because you Africans' ear has been stopped with wax for so many years that when they hear the truth, they call the truth insult. You're insulting your elders. Which elders? The elders are way there, and your children are being killed. Your children are drowning at the Mediterranean Sea. None of them can say anything. And now, when somebody speaks the truth, it's like, nobody do not, buddy. My brother, nobody like my leader. To continue on this topic, I have my other sister, Mama Biafra. Mama Biafra is live with us today. Please tell us what you know about our leader.
Oh, thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much. This is Mama Biafra. This is Mama Biafra, officially from Kenya. And I've been speaking mostly, I was speaking mostly on the African struggles. you know, how Africans are everywhere, all over the world, suffering. And when I started doing my research, many of the Africans who are out there suffering everywhere, they happen to have all been coming from Nigeria. Every time I turn around, they're Nigerians. And then every time I turn around, actually, 99% of them were Igbos. I did not know much about Biafra. In fact, I just knew about Igbo, Yoruba, Hausa, those little things. Then one time I'm in a certain program and somebody kept coming there saying something about Biafra. And me and my friend who used to host that show or the program used to laugh a lot because the man used to come and say something Biafra, and we don't know what Biafra is. And we would just laugh and say, oh, look at the Biafra is here now again. And we would laugh. Yeah, because we don't know what it was. And then one night I came home after work. And when I reached home, all of a sudden, I could not sleep. Something that Biafra, my old bedroom, Biafra. And I'm like, what is Biafra and what is going on here? You know, and I started to think that, because of listening to this boy almost every day telling me Biafra, Biafra, I was running crazy. So I am like, it should go, because, you know, we laugh a lot when he was saying Biafra, we would laugh, and then we would say something, and then we would just call him Biafra. We didn't know what else to say. So just not knowing that my ancestors were somebody was talking to me, and I didn't know who it was and what was happening. Before I know, I fell sick. I go to the hospital, no doctor would know what was wrong. I come back home, my whole room is cloudy. My children are now scared to come to my room because they are telling me that they don't know what's wrong with me, and they cannot enter my room. So I started to laugh and get scared and cry because the sickness, between the sickness and what was going on, I didn't know what was going on. And every time when I sit I'm there, I'll just talk about Biafra. But I'm like, I don't know what is Biafra. I start talking, but when I tell my children look at me and they're like, who are you talking to? And I'm like, I'm talking to somebody. The person I'm talking to is talking to the person, you know?
Biafra spirit.
It will be like 3 to 4 people telling me to say something about Biafra. And I don't know what is Biafra. In fact, I don't even know the meaning of Biafra. Forget about talk about Biafra. So I'll be so angry. And the few friends that I had that were, the man who was talking about Biafra there was a man I did not know, but he kept coming to talk about Biafra. And I didn't know what to ask him. And then there was this girl who used to blog about, she was Igbo, and I used to think, oh, okay, it is something to do with Igbos, it's something to do with, because I had her also talk about Biafra, but I wasn't listening because I wasn't caring what was going on. I just thought, and every time she said Biafra, she would go and talk Igbo language. So I wouldn't know what is going on. So I'd just be like, there is this Igbo people talking Igbo again, and they say Biafra. So I would leave her alone. But one day I said to myself, because I was so sick, I said, I was looking for her for a week to ask her, because I continued to be sick. And nobody could help me. And every time they still not allow me to sleep or do anything. Talk about Biafra. I am like, I don't know Biafra, and I don't know what is Biafra. I don't know what to talk about. I am talking about everything, but I don't know about Biafra. So I became so sick, I almost died. Then this lady, I call her. Every time she used to call me, we talk. But now I call her to give a message that I want to ask her something about Biafra. And all of a sudden, she don't answer me again. So I said, oh my God, I'm about to die. So one day, yes. She continued like that. And I went so sick that I just took my phone, opened my phone, and went on live and just started saying Biafra. I didn't know what I was saying. And I have the video. If you want to see the evidence, I just went there. And I even said, no referendum. I said so many wrong things about Biafra. I just went there and started talking about Biafra. I said the wrong things, the right things. I said everything. I didn't know what I was saying. And before I know, I had almost 30, 50, 100 people there. And they started to tell me, no, Mama, it is like this. No, Mama, it's like that. They started to direct me. And that day, I healed. I healed, not knowing what I was saying, what was happening. And before I know, the cloud that was in my room just disappeared. And now it was like, I wake up, you have to say something about Biafra, and I just don't even argue again. Whoever was telling me, I didn't know who it was. I was just waking up, and then I'll be like, I go and write a topic, and the topic will just come out. I didn't know nothing about anything. And before I know, I started to research, because I knew that my life was between talking about Biafra and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and protecting Biafra and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Why and where, I don't know. So I had to wake up and start doing my homework, like schoolwork. So I did my homework well. I started to ask about things about Biafra and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and I started to talk and to read and before I know, even God blessed me with people who started to send me videos. Videos started to come in about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, about Biafra, and I started to research. And I realized that, oh my God, this is the message. And before I know, I knew more about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Biafra, the Python, the Operation Python, the operation to kill this man. That's to kill this man. And I felt so bad, overwhelmed. And messages started coming to me that my ancestors sending me every day, you have to talk to Buhari. I am like, my God, I talk to Buhari, who am I? But I didn't care. I would just go to my life. Whatever my ancestors tell me, I go, come and talk. I come and talk. Since I started to talk about Biafra, I have received threats. I have received messages. Somebody else calling me names, some people threatening me, some people telling me, oh, leave Biafra and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu alone. We are going to buy you a house, buy you a car. I said, my friend, you call my ancestors and buy them a car and buy them a house, then you can call me. I am here on a mission. And one thing I tell everybody right now, after I started to research and look at everything, when I started this Biafra talk, believe me, first of all, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was still not lost. I didn't even know anything like that. What is surprising is that all these years, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was lost or the government had hijacked him. Nobody was talking about him. Because if I'm from Africa and I'm in the first world, I've been here for many years, and I still don't know about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Biafra struggle, you can imagine how much nobody was talking about Biafra. And I said, I will make it my business to make sure that people know about Biafra. I don't care who's listening. When I open my live, I don't care whether I have one person, 2 people, 1 million, because I don't even know. I didn't know technology myself. I didn't even know Facebook. I had to force my daughter to come and help me open Facebook and to start to talk about what I don't know how to talk about. And even I used to cut myself off because I don't know how to operate it. But since I started talking about Biafra and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, many people are talking. Even my American friends who don't know, they call me Mama. Oh, that's the goodness of first world. And that's why I challenge Igbos. If the people who don't know Biafra and don't live in Biafra, when they hear the story, they are concerned and they are researching and they are asking and they are talking. Why is it we people who are Biafra, Igbos, who are there, who are suffering? Our children are dying. Our children are suffering. If I see the dying and the suffering of the Igbos and the Biafrans, when I saw it myself, till today, my body is not the same. I will not allow anybody to say any more evil thing about Biafra or Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Because I saw the suffering, it is enough. The suffering is enough for anybody to say anything negative about Biafra or anything. No matter what our Biafra children do, this is what I tell the whole world. If our Biafra children decide to kill people today, me as Mama, I support them. Because that evil government has not allowed our children to have a normal life.
Not at all.
They have not allowed them. They have not given them one day of a child of Biafra to say, I am a Biafran, I have eaten well, I've woken up well, I have eaten well, and my life is going to be okay. No, every Biafran child has woken up worried whether they are going to survive the next day or the next night. Yeah. And that is it. And that's why me, Mama, I'll make it my business that this zoo government and the zoo continent of Africa will not survive to live, to see. Our generation must prosper. Our children must never see their and then I tell them today, me personally, I am an old woman right now. But since my generation, the last 40 years I've seen, I am yet to see a honest man. A honest man like our leader, IPOB leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Do you know how many good people came into life even in Africa and within a month or two they were bought? They were bought and nobody became honest again. This man has an opportunity to be rich, to be whatever you want, but he has chosen to die for humanity. Yes. That's one thing to understand. Today, everybody is selfish, including me, Mama. Everybody, it's me for me and God for us all. These days, we don't even want to share God. Everybody's grabbing God for themselves. You understand?
Yes.
So if you have somebody who's willing to share their life, their little life that is remaining in this world with you, ladies and gentlemen, fellow Biafrans, fellow Zoo called Nigeria, fellow Nigerians, I will not even say Igbos and Biafrans, fellow Nigerians, if you're smart, God has already blessed you with not only a leader, a savior. I'm telling you today, I wish this Mazi Nnamdi Kanu came from my country, Kenya, today. Me as mama, I would have done anything to make sure he ran that country. Me as mama, whatever I have to sacrifice or do. This is when I tell women, if you all be running for voodoo to collect a man, run for voodoo to collect a president. I'm telling you, this is a man who will lead your country to prosperity and life that people have never seen in this world. Even this world, the first world today, they don't have anybody like Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Please, ladies and in fact, I ask the gods of my ancestors, like they disturbed me, like they bothered me, like they introduced me to Biafra. I am praying to them that this, whatever they have started for me, should never end before I see it happen.
You say?
My sister, you couldn't say that any better. We do know this man has impacted everybody's life. All you have to do, just listen to him. Just listen to him. If you, like my sister April said, if you really have the Spirit of God in you, he will resonate. He will resonate immediately. It's only those who have killed people, drink blood, making money in the suffering of their people, doing all kinds of things. Those are the ones that are finding it difficult to understand what he's saying. Because he's not speaking a complicated language.
At all.
Go ahead, sister.
No, I say, he's not. Well, what he's saying is very simple.
Right.
But we know that this whole thing that has been happening to us is very spiritual. We know that. And he's one also that now brought it down for us to understand. Because when we tell people that what we are talking about, Biafra is a spiritual issue. It's not politics. It's a spiritual issue. It's the kingdom of God. And it's not a joke. And that's why whatever you call Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, he fits him. He will answer. Because he fits into that position. You call him a high priest, he will fit into it. Because he's the one that came and called up Biafrans. Told them to put away their idols and return to God of heaven. He told Biafrans to abolish Osuka system and all forms of discrimination in our midst. He said, and unite together as one big family. And as we can see, our brother, Mazi Joseph Okechukwu, just yesterday, he heard that message and God confirmed in his spirit and he ran with it. Today, by the grace of Chukwu Okike Abiama, we have officially put away discrimination. Because there's no way you want to remove yourself from slavery and you're holding another in a slavery. It doesn't make sense. It's something that we must deal with before we go to the next thing. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a man of truth, like my sister just said. Very honest and transparent. Even when he's on broadcast, he wants to drink juice. He say, I want to drink juice. So you're not seeing him, but he's telling you, this is what I'm doing. So that when you hear him swallow throat, you won't think he has swallowed the money they used to buy you. Because people that live life, when they see truth, they will say truth is life. Something is in front of you real. You know, you want to believe the fake one. That's how bad brain has gone. Our brain has gone. Very honest. He says it the way he says it without any embellishment. He tells you the truth, even if he's making you to bleed. He will be telling you. Because like a surgeon that cuts you to heal you. Our culture, he says, Ezioku Bundo. Truth is life. He knows that if you can receive this truth, you will be alive. That bleeding will stop. We call him Ochiaya warrior. Warrior. You see, in our culture, the way they war, we have war in our culture. It's not like this one that you go to destroy people. It's a lot of like wrestling and all that. That's why we know who is strong. Not who kills somebody more. Because our culture also said, Madu, that means beauty in life. Human beings are the beauty of life. So we don't kill people. We don't kill people. So as a Chiara of Biafra, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is very brave and courageous. Has the heart of a lion, or leopard if you may. He challenged death. He looked at death face to face and said, I challenge you, come and take me. He challenged the Pharaoh of our time, late Buhari, and now the imposter, Jibril. He's a master strategist, very methodical, systematic, and meticulous. You see him, because I saw people say, what do people do most of the time? Some people will be saying, want to go to war, want to go to war. Have you planned? What have you done? You see them in Africa, the African leader, they'll just stupidly lead up everybody into one type of stupid war. Pointless, no goal, nothing. What are you worrying for? You don't know. Women and children are killed, massacred anyhow. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, as the warrior that he is, he did not do that. We call him Opulora, the voice of the people, a man of the people, very humble, kind, and thoughtful. Remembers even the children that are hawking on the road, the children that should be in school, but are busy hawking food, hawking bread. He notices them. That's a kind man. That's
Very
a man
kind indeed. Very kind.
He remembers our daughters that they can't find husbands because our sons have been forced to migrate into foreign lands, where they marry women 20 years older than them, and even spend 20 or more years trying to secure papers. Yes, papers.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, our daughters are dying. He recognized the children, our children dying in the Mediterranean Sea. He knows that if our boat we fix our land, all these things will not be happening. We call him professor because he's very intelligent and knowledgeable. He will tell you, come and stand with me. Come, let's talk. If I come to your house, I'll debate with you. Your wife will leave you. Your great.
You know, they all ran. Nobody have ever tried to challenge.
No, they ran away. I thought people were speaking English. Come meet my brother now, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I thought you say he went to school. He has seven doctorate degrees. Yes. Are you running away? Ask him to come and debate with you in your house. I'm more than your wife will not leave you. Nonsense people. English without intelligence. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu opened the eyes of Biafra through his wealth of knowledge. He helped Biafra to unlearn the lies of the past. Yes. As the director of Radio Biafra and all the media that he's into, that he set up for us, like my sister earlier on said, he started removing the blockhead in our north. Because, you see, anyone with slave mentality lacks the ability to process information. So for the longest time, the brain of a black man was dead because of long-time colonialism and slavery, bondage. So if you tell them, hey, they will hear it. If you say why, they will see it. It took time to start removing the concrete, the mental blockage. Yes, the mental blockage. He started removing it with information, with accurate information. When he says he will give you evidence, he will show you. Tell you to go and check. Tell you to go and research. Then you acquire knowledge and then liberate yourself from mental slavery. That's what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu did. He loves humanity. He has respect for human life. Very patient. He chose the option of non-violent struggle through civil disobedience, like electoral boycott, boycotting of Hausa Fulani chicken and cow, tomato and cucumber, onions. It's like in Egypt. I wonder why they keep coming with onion. You know, in the Bible, they were talking of onion and garlic. Is this all these people, when they are coming, they bring, I don't know what is onion and garlic. You need to hold us down. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu say we should boycott. We should boycott those things. Why did he choose this option? he's trying to avoid, to prevent human casualties and humanitarian crisis associated with full-blown war. He's very calculating, very thoughtful. I wish all the men in Africa, or even in the world, will be 1/10 of what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is. I wish they'll be as much, just 1/10. Because I look at them and see the world going up and down. Running Africa and making Africa a dungeon. And you should be ashamed of yourself, leaders of Africa. Call yourself big. And yet you will see a man that God sent. You cannot stop him. You cannot support him.
Monachi, Mike is on the line.
Oh, good morning, sir.
Mike, go ahead.
All right. Good afternoon from here.
Good day,
Go ahead. We are listening. Go ahead.
All right. Good afternoon, great Biafrans, wonderful people, beautiful people. My name is Mazi Nnamdi, all the way from Israel. And I want to greet all the people in the studio, especially our women. I think what you people are doing is very noble. And we Biafrans appreciate that. Because I believe our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I don't know if I'm coming out clear. Am I coming out clear?
Very, very clear.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. So, what you people are doing is very noble. And I believe our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu deserves all the recognition which he has not been given by anybody so far. And of course, there is one music that says, if the world have not yet recognized the contribution made by our leader so far, we that are his people, that has been on the receiving end of all those benefits, we will not also, not recognize that. And that is why what you people are doing today means so much to Biafrans all around the world. All right, talking about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, I will say the little that I know about him. Of course, I normally call him an unusual human being. This is what I call him. Now, why do I call him an unusual human being? This is because after the People's General, Chukwu Emeka Odimegwu Ojukwu, of late memories, I have never, ever in my life come across any man, any leader who loved his people so much like our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I'm not trying to sing his praise so that the people can say, oh, well, he is a good man. What I'm trying to tell you is a reality. It's a fact. Something that all of us already know. Well, now, this is from my own perspective. I came to hear about this unusual human being some time ago while I was in South Africa, when I was listening, or rather going through the internet, and I saw one of the interviews that he actually granted to some journalists in America. It caught my attention. And that is exactly the moment I began to ask myself the question, who is this man? I was really fascinated about the whole thing. But then again, I said to myself, but he looks so young. I've never heard about this man before. Who could he be? Then I went ahead and started doing some research about him. And of course, that led me to tuning into Radio Biafra. And of course, you will agree with me that Radio Biafra is the university of learning. There is no better university you can ever come across or experience than Radio Biafra. So when I get connected on air, I get an opportunity to speak to our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And of course, I told him I want to join IPOB, and that was in 2015 to be precise. So he gave me the number to the coordinator at that point, South Africa coordinator, who is Mazi Chidebere Obiukwu. And this is how I got into the family of IPOB. And ever since then, I've never stopped, beginning to learn more about our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And what really settles all my doubts about him was when he was incarcerated in Kuje. Now, that is the most test period, a period that any man is a big temptation, because people would have just collected, cash in, and move ahead. As all of us know, he was promised heaven and earth. But what? He chose freedom for his people against all those promises. He gave up everything. He gave up everything, I repeat. Now my question is, who among all our detractors will find themselves in such situation, being presented to oil well, buildings across the whole Zoo, Nigeria, all around the world, and they turn it down? There has never been such a person. But Mazi Nnamdi Kanu did that. And this is why we have decided we are going to follow this man wherever he leads us to. And people need to understand one thing, very, very important. Most of us that are following Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, we are not stupid, very educated. I, for one, am a university graduate. I studied in South Africa of a forensic investigation. So you need to understand we are not miscreants. We understand who he is. We understand that he is on the path that leads to no place except Biafra. And that is what all of us want. So I don't want to waste your time. In rounding up, I cannot find enough words to really describe or to quantify, if there is anything like that, this unusual human being called Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And me coming to Israel has been a great privilege. Coming in contact with this man, each time he broadcasts on a Shabbat, on a Saturday, I'm right there with him in the studio. I learn from the master's feet. I never stop learning, because what he speaks is amazing. I tell you one thing, when he was unraveling, unmasking Jubril, he talked about a lot of things scientifically, forensic analysis. And then you ask yourself, where does this man get all this knowledge? This is the man we are talking about, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The only man that carries the bridge and asks Biafrans to come and pass through. You cannot beat that. So I'm urging Biafrans all around the world. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, his type comes once in a lifetime. And we must take this opportunity. If we miss this chance, Biafrans, we are doomed. I don't know whence comes such another. So I want to wrap up here and say once again, thank you to the people who actually organized this. This is amazing. I'm really excited about that. Thank you very much, and may God bless Biafrans all around the world. Thank you, and keep on keeping on, as our deputy will always say. It's Mazi Nnamdi signing up from here.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you.
We really appreciate you taking time out this morning to come and speak on our program. Thank you so much. To actually continue on this topic, when we say that our leader wants to save this generation, we are not kidding. We are not kidding. When this man saw what was happening to his people, he started screaming. Even up to now, some people are still not listening. But to give you guys a compelling story, we have our sister Esther still on the line to continue on this.
Yes. My people, I get one true life story when I want to share with you today, because that was so powerful when they do yesterday for Biafra land. It really gets impact for those people when they say this thing really affects. I be like witness to talk of a story of a man when I know. This man all this time, I don't sometimes I come across this man, but they tell me about politics, about this one, na PDP, na go do one for us, na coalition, na go do one. Go tell me say this one don't become from APC to PDP, they move on. And me, I don't hear about Biafra, and I know say this my brother, na Igbo speaking Biafra, but when they surprise say and this Biafra matter, they go like this, they hot like this. What this man, they always they tell me about Biafra issue or make it try to convince me, even the fact that I don't tell them Nina, all those kind of things. So this our brother, so this my father, so you know, they talk anything about all things. So they one day even go meet and say, Papa, Biafra, they don't get IPOB meeting for nearby where I could feature. He said no, he said the only meeting where they get in a Igbo meeting where they do every year ending. I got to know say now IPOB now I won't join. So this my father, so you know they take out serious, you know they want to talk about her. So on a very good day, I can't listen to the our leader broadcast, in fact broadcast, we going to talk about something, say we need to have this thing, we need to end this thing for our land, then we not go be the fight need freedom when we say we see the enslave ourselves. So as I can't listen to that radio finish, that broadcast finish, I still insist to the go the man play, because the man get shot. They insist to the go the man play, to still go the talk with and go talk with them. So a very good day, I can't talk about this matter. I don't know whether this man or something like that. So he never tell me. I'm not saying no the way he go tell me for his life. So one day I come start to discuss about this whole issue. They discuss about slavery, this one. This man, feel so comfortable to discuss with me. Or I come to tell him about our brother. Checking what he wants to for us. So this man was very, very happy. Sometimes when I even go there, I go push, I go tell him, this our brother now movie. They say, no, all of us don't come together for under one umbrella of our supreme leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, to say abolish this thing so that all of us will be free. So I even said the man to the extent that say even that yesterday, so that be the day when they want to abolish this Osu and Ome when they say they abolish yesterday. And I know that by the time I go now to go to let them know that everything now don't say all right. He go there very, very happy. And all this time when I know they tell her all this story about our people, about what they go on for our land. He pretend to read all these daily newspaper, punch, all those news line they read online. You know they care to know about what they happen to our people, about where it come from. Meanwhile, I don't know say in Africa, we don't know the situation of in life. It's only more than 40 years for this place when they tell you so. So this man when I got to tell him everything, he was so very, very happy. So the end I said, even they look for the nearby IPOB unit to join. So even after that say, if it happens like this, say if make sure say we get our own IPOB family for this place because if they are aware of everything, when they say it will make our district stand. So I they use this opportunity to let everyone of us know that people really they when they say they really get under bondage because of this thing when they happen to the enslave ourselves. So what did happen yesterday? That also yesterday. It get a lot of things. I help to our people. It will make us them more unite, to make us them more together. And secondly, I want to use this story joint because some people now they see our leader now they don't know the stand, the take, the risk, the opportunity when our supreme leader don't give us for our life today. Most of us now, like I say, my age group like youth like me now, I know waiting most of us, even those of us may can't find ourselves for diaspora. I know waiting we pass through before we get to this place. Most of us will not come by air. Now by land, now we say through desert, Sahara desert, come back to Mediterranean Sea. My brothers and sisters, as they use this opportunity, they tell me and say, it's not this small thing when we say our ladies they pass through for that road. If I tell you now, say most of us will there for diaspora today. Now 60, 70% people, I say our supreme leader, not only him, then he say we trust, not only him, then he say, then we know to be man when he say he will be wipe all these things, all this pain, all this sorrow away from us. And make we the women of Biafra today, we say we nominate our leader as man of the year, because so far so good. Everything we don't do for us, all of them end up to be good, and all of them end up to be on our own favor. So for this reason, I want every one of us to acknowledge this man and to know the good things when he say he does do for us. Many people, they wake up today. Many people, they wake up to their senses. Even the so-called Nigerian citizens, they wake up to their senses, some of them today, and because of our supreme leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So if anybody not celebrate our supreme leader with the indigenous people of Biafra, togetherness to celebrate our leader for the good thing and for the suffer when he come out us and when he wants to come out the next generation to come. I urge every one of us to acknowledge this man, our supreme leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Thank you very much.
Wow, what a compelling story, my sister. When we say this man is the savior of our time, we are not kidding here. If you begin, because a lot of us don't want to watch. You watch it on a video. Oh, I don't want to see. Oh, no, God forbid, it's not my portion. No. It is your portion. It is happening. You just heard the testimony of our sister. It is happening, whether you like it or not. So if we support this man, if we support this savior that God, because God is not going to come down from heaven to do what man should be doing for himself. He gave us the brain to do these things, but we chose not to. We relegate everything to, oh yeah, God will do it for us. So it is well with our soul. It is not our portion. It is your portion. It's looking at you there. No amount of it's not your portion will make it disappear. So what we need to begin to do now is to find a way to get ourselves out of this hole that we found ourselves in. That's what we need to do. To continue on this, I have my sister Izzy.
Thank you so much, my dear. Thank you. When you think about what we've been through, and if you think about everything, listen to our sisters, listen to testimonies, listen to people telling you real stories, you will not, there's nothing else you can do but jump. That's why we think that those that are not listening to what we're saying, something is happening to them. They need to check up with their doctors, because it's not normal for you to hear what is going on, still waiting for us to come and preach to you and beg you. See, he has given us so many messages through the years, because we know that some people are new and some people have forgotten. So we want to go through some of the core messages that he has brought to us, so that you refresh your mind and then get yourself recommitted to what we are doing, so that we go home, because it's time to go home. For the Biafrans, he woke us up. He said, it is time to wake up. It is time for us to take our place. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu told us things like, fight your way so you can value it. He said, deliver yourself from mental slavery in order to properly process information, so that you can be able to analyze things critically. He told us things like, freedom is taken, not given. So no one will give you Biafra. You have to get ready and take it. He said revolution could happen without a fire or shot of one bullet. He told us that truth is a more deadly weapon than machine guns and bullets. He said, of what benefit is it for you as a Biafran to make all the money in this world, create all the wealth, run around in the name of politics and religion, but you fail to secure and preserve your life and that of your children, born and unborn? He woke us up as Biafrans. And to Nigerians and Africans, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said things like, nations are formed and built based on thought process, core values, and perception of social problems. He taught us that you don't just form nation because one white man strolled around with his girlfriend and said, you, come and form one nation. And then you say, hey, I'm proud of Nigeria. No, you are proud of death. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu made us to understand that having a nation is an intentional thing. If you have a company that is unproductive, what you do is reevaluate it. He told the Africans, revolution against tyranny is the first sign of human civilization, maturity, and coming of age. When you revolt against tyranny, it shows that you are now a human being, no more an animal. He also taught Africans and Nigerians that self-determination, as enshrined in UN Charter, is a people's right, not a call for war, mayhem, and massacre. He called on them to support Biafra restoration because it will bring wealth and prosperity to the continent. And to the church, the religious bodies, he told them things like, spirituality with no provision for the poor and the weak is outright hypocrisy. He told the church in Nigeria, Africa, and the whole, he said, you must care about the outcome of action and inaction. Don't just live your life building big churches and think you're doing something to Yeshua HaMashiach. He said, give a thought to what you're doing. He told them that the church is fraudulent, that Nigeria is fraudulent and an illegal business. And anyone still praying for the support or supporting the existence of Nigeria is sinning against God and humanity and will soon pay with his or her life. And then to the world and humanity, he made them to understand that burying their heads in sand like ostrich, while innocent Africans are gruesomely massacred, is an act of irresponsibility. He also told the world and the media, especially Yoruba Gotham media and all the media in the world, he said that promoting and defending evil is barbarism, not journalism. All that is needed for evil to thrive is for good people to do nothing. Mm-hmm. Conflict resolution through dialogue and diplomacy is cheaper than war and even more environmental friendly. Way cheaper. These are all the things, some of the things that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu tried to teach this generation. And we're encouraging people to go to YouTube and go and receive lessons so that your brain might wake up and you begin to behave like a human being, not an animal. Begin to reason, especially the black man.
Speak, my sister.
You make some sense, my dear. So, Mazi Alozie, I think we are on about the time where we can take phone calls to allow our brothers and sisters all over the world to express their love for our leader. So while we're talking, I don't know if you want to give us your number, how we want us to go about this.
It's good like this. They want to call in, they can call in now. The call number is +1 484 767 0848. That is the calling number. +1 484 767 0848. The line is open for our callers who may have something to say about our honoring our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu as Man of the Year. They are listening, right. They are following instructions. Before, when I tell them not to call, they keep calling now. they are beginning to follow instructions.
Because we are Biafran. We are Biafran.
Yes.
We
That's
do
true.
take pride. There is no other way. So we do appreciate you guys, our brothers and sisters. As we are talking before, we don't know where we would have been without this man.
We have a
And to be
caller.
honest with
We have a caller.
Okay.
Okay. Caller, your name and where you calling from?
Yeah, Mazi Alozie, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, I've been listening to our sisters, Amwada Zion. God bless them. Thank you for being there for all of us. We appreciate. Shalom. Should I go on?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. All right. Mazi Alozie, I don't normally make an announcement, but I want to make an announcement. I have been trying to get in, but I couldn't this past couple of days. But this is important. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Archbishop Nicodemus Adumaga Obi Bebog. From Oboduku in Idato local government of Biafra land. Coming to you from New York's great city. I like to do this because as you all know, we're entering 2019. But before then, let me pray. Chukwu Okike Abiyama, the God of Israel, the God of Biafra, the God of IPOB, the God that raised Nnamdi Kanu, the prophet of Biafra, whom you have been using to warn the world and to restore your kingdom of heaven that is in Biafra land. Preserve and keep him. No demon, no devil, no Lucifer, no zoo shall even see him, how much more touch him. Protect him in your secret pavilion, in your hiding place, and all IPOB families worldwide. Father, I want to commit the year that is coming. From what I see, Holy Ghost, is not going to be palatable. Nevertheless, in you we live and move and have our being. You are our hiding place. You are our secret weapon. You are the only one we have. You are our inheritance, as we are your inheritance. Even so, I commit all the families of the children of Israel that live in Biafra land